Hey everybody, it's Ronn Grant, and you're watching Just for the Record. Stay tuned, you're watching 284 Media.
That's some great ideas. So we gonna have some lobster? Hello?
Wait, you're the lunch and get? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns. All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Vincent Wheatley. By all accounts, now first of all, these are not my comments. These are not my phrases. These are not my words. I've done my research. I've spoken to a lot of people around and in your district particularly. They say he is a true Virgin Guardian. A family man, community service oriented, hardworking, fighter for the people, always accessible. One lady says, you can call on Vincent at any time and he'll be there. Now on the flip side, he don't talk to you unless he knows you. He's a little uptight. He's not up to the times and cannot connect with the younger generation. Just for the record, what say you?
I can see some persons saying certain things. I mean, I worked for government for many, many years. I think people didn't often appreciate the pressure I worked under. I'm not really a crier. I'm not a complainer either. Okay. So I could have the wall on my shoulder and would act as if nothing was happening. I think people didn't appreciate very much that when I was under pressure, I was on task. I really didn't see you.
Focused.
I was really laser focused. I'm that kind of person. When I'm doing a task, I'm laser focused. So yeah, if I don't know you, I probably might not even see you.
Because you're just
I'm focused on what
you're...
Exactly. I'm really focused on what it is I'm trying to achieve at that time. And I used to work sometimes 7 days a week. So I was always occupied.
Okay.
But I'm a very friendly person, and I approach people I don't know all the time. And I talk to anyone who speaks to me. Again, sometimes if I'm really trying to solve a problem in my head or something, going in your space, you come in my space could be a problem for me.
Okay. There have been some allegations that the VG Rock was biased and in favor of white residents. Some say they were allowed to do whatever they wanted while the local residents were under constant scrutiny. Just for the record, as the former Sister Islands coordinator, tell us about that.
And chair of VGRA.
Correct.
Okay. I've heard allegations also, but I cannot say I know what they're talking about. I was a chair trying to run an entire island. I didn't know what often happened behind the scenes. I have heard stories. In fact, I was concerned everyone was treated fairly. From my point of view, there was no choosing one race or one sort of person over the other.
So as chairman, what was your role?
To keep everyone together. We had like 20 chairs. There's 20 persons with different responsibilities, whether it be water, whether it be power, housing assessments. My job was to keep everyone focused. I didn't know it was the nitty-gritty of every single thing that happened.
Okay.
Because I mainly was in the office. Because, see, again, I played a role that people often didn't understand. When most folks went home in the evening at 6 o'clock, I couldn't. Because I had the only phone in the air and a satellite phone, I fielded calls from all over the world between 6 and 10 o'clock every evening. I had to collect messages from anywhere in the country in the world, and the following day, relay messages to family members back in the BVI from their relatives abroad. That was like 4 hours every single night. So a lot of my time was not spent on the ins and outs of what was happening on the island like that.
Okay.
There were committee members. We had meetings twice a day, 6 days a week, at 7 in the morning and 4:30 every afternoon, where the committee heads reported to me and would ask questions about what is going on. So I have heard allegations. I mean, we did make some mistakes. I'm not going to deny that, but I can't say that I know for sure everything that went wrong. I do not know.
That is fair. There have also been some assertions that he's accomplished very little, or little to nothing, as one person said, in over a decade of being the Sister Islands coordinator. Now, what say you?
Again, I have heard that, and I think people fail to realize the way government works. I work for government. I work for superiors. I wasn't the one to be able to sing in my praises. Whatever I accomplished, they did. They got the praises for. I never got myself.
They took the credit.
Exactly, because my role is to support them. I never told anyone what I've been doing over the years. I have done a lot of things that they will hear about on the campaign trail. Because I'm free to now say, you see this thing happen over there? I was the one responsible for that. I'll give you a prime example. In Enagada, look at Enagada land titles. Look at the transfer documents. You will see my name on a lot of them. Because a lot of them happen because of my efforts. Virgin Gorda is the very same thing, North Sound and the Valley. Also, if you go to Virgin Gorda for festival on the recreation grounds, that was my work. That was owned by Mr. Adno O'Neill. He died in Costa Rica. His wife wanted to sell that property to government. It took me 6 years of negotiation for government to reacquire that property and give it back to the people of Virgin Gorda. Now, who knows about that? Very few persons. If we go to the press conference in 2010, where that happened, you will see I was right in that room, and my name was even mentioned very briefly. But it wasn't my place to take any credit for it. But that was my work. And people who I do things for, they know who they are.
Absolutely.
I'm not the kind of person going to brag about what I did because it was my job to do these things.
Tell me a little bit about your family background. You are the son-in-law to the Honorable Ralph T. O'Neill, OBE, Emeritus. Tell me, what role did the village play in the man you are today?
Well, my background is a little complicated, so to speak. It's not the average background for a person.
Tell us about it.
I was actually born in North Sound.
Okay.
But I didn't live in North Sound for very long. I lived in North Sound, and I was born in a place called Messier as well. Soon after I was born, I went to live in Gun Creek for 1 year. Because my parents both, one worked in St. John and one worked in the Valley.
Okay.
When I was 1 year, I moved to live in the Valley, in the northern part of the Valley in Virgin Gorda, where I spent about 6 years living there. After 6 years, I moved to the south part of the Valley, where I spent another maybe 4 years. Then I moved to the Handsome Bay part of Virgin Gorda for another maybe 8 or 10 years. Then I moved to Petty Pasha of the Valley for another maybe, I don't know, 10 years.
So you kind of had a stint in every aspect of Virgin Gorda.
And that's why I'm so well known all around Virgin Gorda. I've lived in a lot of places in Virgin Gorda. And I lived back in Handsome Bay where I lived as a child.
And what role did that play in the man you have become today?
A lot of persons who are now seniors in the community helped mold me. They helped make sure I walk with straight and narrow. And I thank them for that. So I'm very, very well known through the community from a child. Most of the folks there know me. On top of that, I taught school for almost 15 years. So several generations of kids have passed through my hands, so the young people know me also. Okay. I think I'm very well known in the community.
So for the persons who have said that you have a major disconnect with the younger generation, in your opinion, you would say that's false?
It is false.
Okay.
I mean, if they send the younger persons, that might be so, the 20s and under. But some of these kids, I know a lot of them also. Because as a Rotarian, I interact with the Rotaractors and all the actors. So I do connect with these people.
Speaking of young people, there's been, for a long time, a distrust when it comes to young people and their belief in elected officials. They somehow feel as though they're being used just for a vote. How do you plan as an elected official to regain that trust within the millennials like myself, the younger generation? How do you plan to regain that trust?
I mean, gaining trust is just, to me, a very simple thing. You give a man a word, you stick to it. For some reason you can't do what you say you're going to do, come back and say, I know I promised you this, but because of circumstances, I can't do it. Also, I see a lot of people, particularly politicians, during the campaign time, they're everywhere in everybody's houses. But after the campaign, you never see them again. And that's one thing I also want to change, is the engagement of the population in the whole political process. I live in the 9th district. I'm always going to live in the 9th district. I tell people, I told Mr. Foy, right now, I go up to North Sound or to Enagada. Because Enagada, I'm going to go by Suzanne's Bar. I go North Sound by Gunny or Tupo, or the Valley by Lester's little tree butcher stuff. I say, I always want to be able to do that. And say, if there's a problem politically, well, they have to exclude me from politics, but this is my lifestyle. I interact with people of all ages all the time. But I want to really, really have more engagement with the young people in a meaningful way. Not just for a vote, or not from a movement for politics, but for their enrichment and for the community's enrichment. I want to engage all the persons. You have to capture their stories because they're dying. You have to capture the old folk stories. We can use the younger generation to record the older folks so you engage them meaningfully.
A lot of us talk about wanting a better Virgin Islands. That means different things for different people.
Exactly.
What does it mean to you?
Again, want to mean definitely a more engaged community where the young and old feel a part of this community. So when a visitor comes to the island, they must say there's something different about the 9th district. People here, they're behaving differently. Want to see more community activities, more stuff for the youth to do, whether it be sporting activities, whether it be seminars on technology, whether it be oral history things. I also want to see a cleaner place. Let's get our derelict cars up. Let's get the place cleaned up. Let's plant trees. I want to see more use of renewable energy. I want to see more solar panels on buildings, that sort of stuff, particularly government buildings.
No, that sounds all well and good for the average person. And I'll be honest with you, over the years, every 4 years, we hear these kind of pleas. And the reality of it is going into a system and trying to accomplish different stuff is very difficult. Trying to change certain stuff is very difficult. Your vision and your drive for your district is all fair game. These are the things that you want to see accomplished. But the reality of it is that going in there, you might not be. How can we as voters be confident in the fact that when we put you in, you are going to stick to these plans and you're going to see them come to fruition?
That's a very good question. Because one of the things that I absolutely want to do is always remain engaged with the community. Because I've been asked that very question before. What are you going to do differently when you get in? Well, the way I look at it is not what I'm going to do when I get in. It's what we are going to do together. I want to inclusive, I said, I want to see the community more engaged with the whole political process, the whole nation building process. I'm going to be engaging people is what we are going to do together. Not what I'm going to do for anybody, but what we are going to do together. And that's what I want people to understand about me. I'm not...
You're not an island.
A magician. I'm not right. I can't make any magic, but together we can do some magical things.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with Just for the Record.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Mr. Wheatley, how are you qualified, whether it be educationally or by experience, to lead the people of the 9th District into the next general election?
Well, I've been a public officer for a very long time. I did almost 15 years as teacher in Brigada Flags, and I did another 10 years in Deputy Governor's office. And that job really gave me an opportunity to really broaden my knowledge of the public service.
Okay.
I was able to work across all ministries at all levels. Any ministry, any topic, I have some exposure in. I was very lucky to work around excellent leaders. I know what a good leader looks like. I'm trying to emulate these people. People like Ines Archibald, people like Elton Georges, the current deputy governor, and governors, and PSs, and so forth. So I know good leadership when I know what it takes to be a good leader. Good listener, arm yourself with the knowledge. I do have a bachelor's degree in computer science and mathematics, and a master's degree in mathematics education. I also have numerous diplomas in project management, counseling, and a whole host of other things.
I see you wearing your Rotarian pin very proudly. Tell us about your role in Rotary and how that has helped you to be a community service-minded individual.
I'm a very proud Rotarian, and this year I've been pleased to be the president of Rotary Club of Rotown. I am the current president. Politics is a game of service, and it's the highest form of service you can give to a country. Rotary, or any organization like Lions, they give you a good grounding on what it means to serve. It gives you an appreciation of what it means to sacrifice your time, your resources, your family's time and resources for the benefit of others. So I think it's given me a good mindset and a good grounding in reality of what it means to serve and to work with a team.
Great. Let's play a little game. All right. The way this is going to work is that I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I like to call this, I bet they didn't know. So I'm going to ask you a series of short questions, and we're going to speed through it. The first thing that comes to your mind is what you're going to say. Tell me about your childhood crush or your childhood celebrity crush, if you had one.
I didn't grow up with a television to have a celebrity crush. We grew up with very meager means.
That's fair enough. Anyone in the limelight and movies that you saw and you were like,
I used to like Wonder Woman, Linda Carter.
Wonder Woman? Okay,
Woman.
good. Secret talent?
A lot of people don't know I play music.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I've played for many years. I've traveled a lot playing music. Caribbean Ecstasy, Entrepreneurs, small groups with the Oreo.
Okay.
I played at high school, college, university.
Guilty pleasure?
I like fine wine.
Fine wine?
Yes.
Okay. Weirdest job you ever had?
And I worked for 5 years at Walmart.
Okay.
And I think that it was during the construction phase. During the first, must have been 3 months, my job changed literally every 2 weeks.
Wow.
That was strange.
So that was a little weird for you.
But again, it was great exposure to learn a lot of different aspects in a very short amount of time.
Tell me about a luxury you cannot live without.
Air conditioning
Air conditioning.
and internet.
Interesting. And internet. All right.
I love online.
All right. When are you most happiest?
When I'm in nature, I live close to the sea. I was yesterday, just when I'm at the beach, just standing in the water. I love nature. Anything outside.
Great.
I'm an outdoors person. I love hiking.
What's your favorite food?
I love steak.
Steak. Okay.
Steak and salad. Oh my God, stop.
If there was something you could say to your younger self, what would it be?
Maybe study more,
Okay.
read more books. Read more books. I do read a lot of books, but I started at a late stage reading a lot of books. But I read a lot of books. I read all the time.
For the record, just for the record, anyone that's out there that's undecided and they don't know why they should vote for Vincent Wheatley, explain to them in a few words why you are the ideal candidate for the next general elections within the 9th District.
The folks who live in the 9th District and the Garden Version, people have seen me around doing things for the community a long time. I'm not doing things just because of politics. Those who know me know I've been doing stuff for the community for a very, very long time. They know I'm approachable. People know I listen. They know I will take their ideas and incorporate them and do things that they want to see. This election isn't about me at all. It's not about what I can do for any one of you. It's what we can do together. I'm a willing partner to work with you, the people of the 9th District, to make our district a little better than it is right now for generations to come. It's not about me at all. It's about us doing this together.
Mr. Wheatley, just for the record, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure being here, Ron.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.